dog before I went to the vet. I used to think the vets were like these experts that understood everything about animals. But now, been a few times, I have realised what happens with the vets is you pay them a lot of money, and then what they do is they guess what might be wrong with your creature. Every time I take him in, they're like, it could be a number of things. I'm like, yeah, that's why I brought him to you. To get the number down to one thing. They go, well, if you want to do that, we'll have to do an X-ray. I'm like, how much is an X-ray? And they're like, think of the biggest number you've ever thought of in your life and then double it. That's how much an X-ray is. And I'm always there going, how can an X-ray be that expensive? Now, surely I could just spend like $50 on a Spirit airline ticket, get to TSA, put my dog on that little conveyor belt thing, and when he goes through, take a photo on my phone. And my vet's very nice, but I feel like she's always trying to like up the tab on me. Like every time I go in, she's like, has he had dental? Has he had dental? I'm like, unless he's come in on his own, I don't think he's had dental. Just check his mouth. There's no like doggy Invisalign in there. He's not had dental. I'm like, how much is dental? She's like, it's gonna make X-rays seem cheap. I'm like, all right. Is it good? I'm like, what? I'm like, but why is dental so expensive? And she's like, well, because we have to put him to sleep. And I'm like, okay, cool. Just a heads up on my dog. He is asleep 22 hours of the day, so why don't you just nip over any time? That saves some cash. She goes, no, but you have a small dog, and the thing with a small dog is you have to get an extremely well-trained anaesthetist, because if it goes wrong, there is a small chance he might die. And I'm like, okay, what if we don't do the dental? She's like, well, then he could get gum disease. I'm like, and then what? And she said, well, then there's a small chance he might die. So I'm there going, can I just get the free small chance he might die? Because if I pay for it and then he dies, I've accidentally hired a doggy hitman I didn't want to hire. But I say that, like, I will say this. I'm just being lighthearted. Any vets watching in the crowd or at home or anything, I do love my vet, and I love my vet for this one reason. I think she gave my dog the greatest diagnosis of all time. I was walking my dog down the street last summer, and every, like, couple of yards, he would freak out and sit down. He'd freak out, sit down, freak out, sit down. I'm like, all right, what's going on with him? I take him to the vet. Tell the technician, my dog just keeps freaking out and sitting down. She goes, all right, tell the vet. Vet comes in like a minute later, doesn't ask, like, it doesn't like touch him or like prod around him. She just comes in and says, let me ask you one question. She goes, he just keeps freaking out and sitting down. I want to know, did he used to have a lot more hair till quite recently? I was like, yes, it's crazy. Yeah, like he had way more hair like 4 days ago, but it's the summer, so he decided to cut it all off. She goes, all right, here's what's going on. If your dog keeps freaking out and sitting down, and he used to have way more hair till quite recently, I think your dog is suffering from, and there is apparently no more medical terminology than this, from a breezy butthole. And when she said that, I said, you're going to have to repeat that, and let me record it on my phone several times, because it is not every day a trained medical professional diagnoses your dog with a drafty anus. It just doesn't happen a lot. And I promise you, I'm not making this up. This is a real thing. Apparently, if your dog has loads of hair blocking that area and you shave it away and the wind goes up there, it freaks them the hell out. And I have never felt more connected to my dog than when I heard that information. Because if I was walking down the street and unbeknownst to me, someone had cut like a hole out of my trousers and underpants, and I felt that gust, I would sit down and never stand up ever again.